everybody, Jason here of Ghostbusters News, and you're seeing my face on a Friday, which means it is time for another installment of Fan Mail Friday. But as the course, before we get into today's unboxings, before we tear into that fan mail, if you have anything you would like to send in to the Ghostbusters News headquarters, we do have a mailing address, and it can be found right down below in the description. Alright, so our first package here, I can't really make out the name, but it is from El Paso, Texas. Way down in the town of El Paso. Now it looks like we've got a bit of a makeshift card here. There's a note on the front of it, and then on the inside there are some goodies. But first, let's read the note here. Hi Jason, thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the Ghostbusters community. Welcome. Dedication, yes. Hard work, not really. I've always been a huge Ghostbuster fan, and I made these stickers that I hope you like from George Baeza? Baeza? It's spelled B-A-E-Z-A. Let's go to good old YouTube here and... Baeza. George Baeza. And George has sent in some pretty awesome vinyl stickers, and actually, I know George's work. Some of his actual art is featured on the Ghostbusters News TeePublic store, including these designs that are inspired by the old school Real Ghostbusters Kenner action figure line. We got the 4 Ghostbusters there, Egon Spengler, the gruesome twosome advertisement with Peter Venkman. We also have Slimer, Moogly there where it says keep on bustin', and then this absolutely adorable Mini Puft. I mean, look at this little Mini Puft here. He's just ready for so many hijinks. I love this. I love these. George, I thank you so much. Now moving on here, our next envelope is from a Marcus Chateau, I believe is how it's pronounced. And Marcus here, he has sent in a letter as well as some fan art. We're going to show you that fan art here in a second, but the letter reads, Dear Ghostbusters News / Jason, that's me. Jason, I love your vids and Ghostbusters. Here's some art I made for you. P.S. Can you shout out my YouTube channel? Marcus, you're sending me fan art just to grease the wheels a little bit so I advertise your YouTube channel? Well, guess what? It worked. If you want to check out Marcus's YouTube channel, we got a link to it down below in the description. And with that, go ahead and check out this fan art here of the Ecto-1. On the ground, you're going to see the sewer with some psychomagnetheric mood slime coming out of it. And then behind the Ecto, we've got one of the Terror Dogs and Slimer. Now coming up next, I've been waiting for this one. This comes from the Long Island Ghostbusters. I know they actually sent me a whole bunch of patches. They sent me a message over on Instagram, so I've been eagerly anticipating this one. But first, we've got ourselves a letter, and it reads, Jason, first let me thank you for being such a positive voice in the sometimes questionable Ghostbusters community. Questionable is putting it lightly. Yeah. Now, I should mention this note is from Charlie of the Long Island Ghostbusters, and he says that they started back in 2003 when 2 brothers turned their love of Ghostbusters into filling their community with smiles and a little bit of confusion. He goes on to say, it's not every day you see a rusty silver minivan decked out like an Ecto. In 2017, the team expanded and restructured to raise money for local charities with every event. He also mentions that if anyone out there, they like the patches that I'm about to show you, you can reach out to the Long Island Ghostbusters on Instagram or Facebook, send them a DM. I'm going to include their links down below in the description. And yes, all these patches are available for $10 a piece. And what patches are those? Well, there's 3 different styles. First up, we've got my man here, Muncher, munching on the red No logo. Charlie said this patch was designed by him after he fell in love with the blue metal Muncher right away. Let me tell you something, Charlie, you're not the only one. From there, we've got this anniversary patch, and it celebrates their origins. Once again, as I already mentioned, they formed in 2003, which featured in the design here, you can see the use of Roman numerals. And there's one patch left to talk about, and it's this one right here, the Cardona's patch. And if you're a wrestling fan, you're no doubt gonna recognize these 2. On the left there, we've got the hot mess Chelsea Green, and on the right, some of you may know him as Zack Ryder. But over the past few years, he has reinvented himself. He is the Deathmatch King, one part of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. And above all else, he is a Ghostbusters fan. He is Matt Cardona. And Charlie tells me this patch was made both with Chelsea and Matt's consent. And they are limited to just 100 pieces. So I'd recommend grabbing this one right here rather quickly. In fact, I'd recommend you grabbing all 3 rather quickly. Like I said beforehand, if you want to grab these, reach out to the Long Island Ghostbusters through their social media accounts. I've got those links down below in the description. Moving on from there, I've got no idea where this is from. There's a bunch of stamps on it. It's got the Ghostbusters News address on it. Let's tear into this. So there is a note inside, and it says, "Hello, I'm a huge fan of GBN, Ghostbusters News. Hello then, I'm also a huge fan of you. Thank you for everything. As a gift, I have sent you a custom 3D printed Ghostbusters logo. Hope you enjoy it. Sincerely," and it's kind of hard to make it out down here, but it looks like it says Trent. And as the letter said there, once again, we've got this custom 3D printed Ghostbusters logo. Pretty cool, pretty swanky. Once again, hopefully I got the name right, Trent. I certainly thank you for sending this along. We got our second to last envelope here, and this one looks like it's from Riot in Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't really know why I just said Nevada like that. Nevada. Riot sent in a drawing, as you can see, but first, let's read the note here, or I should say letter. "Hi Jason, sorry if I spelled your name wrong." No, he spelled it right, J-A-S-O-N, that's my name. I'm not like one of these weird Jasons where they spell it J-A-Y-S-O-N. Why? Why would you? No. I digress. Riot says, "I've been a huge fan for over a year. Riot, I thank you so much. So I finally decided to do fan mail." Okay, what's actually kind of funny about this, Riot says they hail from Las Vegas, Nevada. And they correct the pronunciation of Nevada, which I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. Apparently, I'm supposed to say it Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, I think I got it. Moving on from there, I wanted to share my 1920s style cartoon rendition of Egon Spengler with you. He says, "R.I.P. Harold, you'll be missed." Good stuff. And I also forgot to tell you, I'm 10 years old. So Riot, you're 10 years old, you're living in Las Vegas, and you're drawing cartoons that are based on the 1920s? I mean, to me, you sound like probably one of the coolest kids ever. And with that drawing of Egon here, check out on his left shoulder, you can see a little mini puffed and it says, "Hello." Now from there, we've got one last package in this kind of ecto-cooler green envelope. Let's crack it open. And I know what this is. Well, not really exactly what's inside, but I know who sent it. This came from Ectocrank. Ectocrank, he has become a pillar within the community. In fact, he was one of the organizers of Ectocon, the Ghostbusters theme event that took place in Glasgow. Or is it Glasgow? I don't want to mess up again when it comes to locations. Glasgow, Glasgow. Somebody just tell me in the comments section. I'm not YouTubing how to pronounce things anymore today. I've already done that. But anyways, Ectocrank, he sent along a ton of stuff, and I knew this was coming along. I mean, it's technically not really fan mail, because I think he sent this more so as a thank you for the coverage Ghostbusters News gave Ectocon. But, I mean, just take a look at all the cool stuff he sent in. Like, speaking of Ectocon, we've got Ectocon patches. We've got Ectocon vinyl stickers. We also have this great piece from Ectocon featuring this original piece of art of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. From there, just a bunch of pins, one that says, "I'm a real Ghostbuster." Another that I really love that says, "I'd rather be drinking Ecto Cooler and watching Ghostbusters." Taking it back to Ectocon, an Ectocon 2022 pin. And then the last pin here has the Ghostbusters logo, you know, the No Ghost logo, Moogly. Looking scared, looking timid, he's hiding. Very much reminiscent of the old commercial break scene in The Real Ghostbusters. Much like that pin we just showed you, we got a little vinyl sticker that says, "I'm a real Ghostbuster." A little card that I can put up here in the collection room that says this room is protected by the Real Ghostbusters. And then lastly, a recreation of the old Real Ghostbusters ID card, which for those who don't remember, this card was originally found inside the Kenner Real Ghostbusters Proton Pack toy. There's also this patch right here that I'm just totally in love with, of Moogly drinking a can of Hi-C Ecto Cooler. Look at him there, just knocking back a cold one, his big old gut just sticking out. He does not have a care in the world. I love this one. And if you think that one's cute, which of course I just admitted I do, check out this fridge magnet of the Ghostbusters logo, but the red no-go has been replaced with a donut. Why has it been replaced with a donut? I don't know, but I really like the design. And then finally here, we have just got a plethora of stickers. The first two do remind me of the Real Ghostbusters cartoon from the 1980s and 90s. We got Moogly there trying to cut his way out of that no logo. And then we've got this really cool metallic looking one of Moogly. The red no sign is nowhere to be found, and you can see his legs. We We also have this great one here that features the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, looking pretty fierce and angry. And then lastly, we have got this sticker of the Crank Cave, which, like I said, all these items, they were made by Ecto Crank, and he makes custom pins, patches, stickers, and more. And if you want to see what he's making right now, what you can buy, I'm sure you can certainly snag a couple of the items that we featured here today. We got that link down below in the description. Be sure to head on over to the Crank Cave. So Ghostbuster fans, that does it for this installment of Fan Mail Friday. It seemed like a pretty big one today. As always, if you have anything you would like to send into the Ghostbusters News headquarters, we got our mailing address and it can be found right down below in the description. That's all I've got for you here right now. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page. We have a link to that down below in the description. And I'm going to see you right back here next time.